Welcome to Jazz avec moi, the podcast where we will talk about everything from life, career, and entrepreneurship from a TCK perspective. My name is Michaela Mutoni, and I will be your host. Today I'm speaking with Landry Kigabiro, also known as Kiga or DJ Kiga. And I can't wait for you to hear about his experience in music and art and his transition from being a DJ to producing music. Okay, so thank you so much, Landry, for being here with me today. I'm excited to have this chat with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. I was thinking that the first thing we could do maybe is introduce yourself, like who you are and what you do in life and how you came to be in Toronto.
My name is Landry Kigabiro, also known as Kiga. I'm a DJ, producer, just an artist overall. And I was born in Burundi. I grew up in Ethiopia, and now I live in Toronto. I came here first to study, and I ended up being a DJ, a producer.
Okay, so did you always know that you wanted to be a DJ and a producer, or did you always want to do music?
I always wanted to do music. I always knew I wanted to be a DJ because, remember at first, I was 15, the English teacher asked us, "What do you want to do in life? Who do you want to become?" And I randomly said DJ, but it wasn't true. I just wanted to be a rebel, you know? I was, you know what? I hate school. I don't like school. I feel like school is stupid, and I just want to be a DJ. And I wish school can teach me how to do that instead of teaching me other stuff. But that was just a rebellious thing. But at the end of the day, I knew I wanted to work in music, but I didn't know what.
What you wanted to do. So then how did you start DJing from that 15-year-old who was like, I just want to be a DJ out of rebellion to actually doing it? Like, what was that process like? When did you start?
I think it's so first of all, I was probably the one that used to know how to download music. So all my friends and all people at school would ask to burn them some CDs so they can listen or in the car and stuff like that. So I was kind of the plug. I'm the one to go to for music, you know? So slowly everybody was encouraging me to say, yo, you should actually be a DJ and stuff like that. And then slowly it started becoming a reality because I started learning about how to use controllers and different equipments.
Yeah.
And slowly started actually DJing and just getting gigs and stuff like that. So, and then it just went on and it became I guess a job.
Yeah. So having been to a few of your parties, I know that the way you type of songs that you choose are slightly different. It's not like your regular top 40 that we hear in any other club, right? I think you make it a point to be a bit different and bring in new sounds and make people discover other artists. Can you talk about why some of that?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm not crazy about the technical skill of being a DJ. I'm not crazy about scratch and stuff like that. But I don't know. I really love music, and I feel like the reason why I DJ is because I think it's a great way to show my artistry. Because I look at it more as an art form than an actual job. I see it as a way to express myself and show my feelings, my emotion, and whatever I'm feeling at that moment and sharing with other people. So that's why I always make it sound different because I want it to be me, like a representation, a reflection of me.
Okay, that's so interesting. And then it would make sense that it would be different because as humans, we don't always feel the same way, right? We go through different phases of life, and then it would make sense that the music would reflect that.
Yeah.
Do you think that being like a third child culture, like a TCK, influences the way that you approach your music? Do your influences from Ethiopia or Burundi or other African countries?
Yeah, definitely. It influenced my sound a lot because I think that's what At the end of the day, like, the music I play is the influence of every country I've been in or every people I've met around the world. Made me discover different sounds and different feels and different vibes. So it's just me. It's like, I don't know. I mix it all up and put it in the music. Like it's a fusion of everything I've been influenced by, whether it's my friends or travels or just digging for other music because I discover a particular track. I'll go and find another one that looks a bit similar, and that's how the library grows and the sound grows too.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things that I really appreciate about your mixes when I listen to them. I always feel like there are so many artists that I don't know, and I'm like, oh, this is really good, but I didn't know this person, so let me go look into them. So I really appreciate that as a listener,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Do you have a favorite genre that you like, or like maybe like an artist of the moment?
A genre that I like, I would say like anything electronic, house music. I feel like those two music, it's a hybrid of a lot of different influences because I feel like that's the sounds that represent me the most. Like I feel electronic and house is, you can mix funk, blues, soul, put African drums into it and just mix it. Yeah, I feel it's a good representation of me. So like favorite genre to play, it will be that.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Artists at the moment, I don't know. There's a lot of different, but I would say maybe, I don't know, that's a tough question, but artists that I really like at the moment. I don't know, if I had to say DJs that I look up to at the moment or producers, it would be like Shimza, Black Coffee. So those ones would be the ones that I look up to. And there's another one called Buruntuma that's from Guinea-Bissau that I really, really, really like. And yeah, that's basically. But musicians that I look, is so many that like I don't know who to pick.
Okay, that's good. That's fair. I was just curious to know what your answers would be. And some of the names you said, I'm like, I don't know who those are. So I have to go do my research.
You don't know Black Coffee?
No, I know Black Coffee, but I don't know Buruntuma.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You said Guinea-Bissau, right?
Yeah, he's from Guinea-Bissau, but he's based in Portugal.
Oh, okay, that would make sense with all the Portuguese influence.
Yeah. But he's the one like that really made me want to like shift sound in terms of how he DJs because he's like more of a storyteller. So I can relate to it more because like I feel every time I'm DJing I want to tell the story, So like he made me approach it differently. So definitely he's a big influence.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's what I love about exploring and like finding out new things because you always learn of new ways that people are doing things that you didn't necessarily know about.
Yeah.
And then you can sort of adapt from there and sort of make it your own, build it your own, and add it to your own skill set.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think you talked about some of the things that you like you want to show artistry. It's a way to show your emotions, to make people react and make them feel something. What are some of the challenges that you encounter?
Just people not understanding that it's artistry. Like a lot of time when you go in places, people are just there to have fun. They're not there to actually understand your art. So like they just want to hear the music that used to or like they play at house, But I'm like, if you want to do that, then just take your iPod, play the music, and stay at home, drink, and enjoy yourself. That's the kind of challenge I face.
Okay.
I feel like people don't really appreciate the art and just they do. Some of them do, but like a lot don't like appreciate it. They just want to hear music that they're familiar with.
Yeah, makes sense. I laughed because when you were saying that, I remember this meme that I saw a couple of days ago about song requests.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, with the bird box thing?
Yeah. Exactly. Song request. Yeah, exactly. The bird box meme. Song request and the DJ doesn't see you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it kind of then it hit a I don't know how to say it. Ça a marqué un point, because I was like, oh, I've been that person who wants to do a song request, but I guess it's like you as your DJ, you also have an idea of what you would like to share, right? And an idea of the way that you would want to do things.
Yeah, because you go there, prepare like your playlist, your set list, whatever.
Yeah.
And then but sometimes I'm not even gonna lie, people that come and ask for requests can save your life. Because sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna play next, and somebody comes up with a great song that could come together, and you're like, oh, thank you. So it's always good to hear it, but sometimes some people are harassing. So this one is different. Yeah. If I tell you if I say okay and I didn't play it for 3-4 songs, that means I'm not playing it. So just leave it. But if I just play it, then you had a good one.
Okay, that's fair. You don't want people coming back twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah, but a lot of them, they do that because with alcohol, people are just so demanding too.
Yeah. Okay, so apart from people being demanding, do you find it easy to find venues or to find, because I feel like a big part of DJing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is sort of having a crowd of people that know you, and that will come to your parties and the whole promotion side. How do you deal with that? How do you manage that?
To be honest, at first, the goal was to play a lot of gigs and stuff like that. So I was pushing and doing whatever venues and stuff like that. But I understood that I was more than a DJ when I recognized that I was an actual artist. That's when I was I need to lay low and build my fan base. So that's why I started making original music. Because I feel that's the only way you can actually build and create your atmosphere and build a core fan base around your actual song.
Yeah, so okay. And that's true, right? Because now you are sort of building your brand as DJ Kiga, and you do different music. I know that if I come to some of your parties, I'm not going to get the music that I would get in any other club. And so even if, let's say, you throw one party a month or every other month or something like that, it's different. And people who you attract will be your people,
Yeah, exactly. So now I recently came back to it. I haven't DJ'd a lot this year because I was more into producing and stuff. But now I have this monthly party that I'll do every month. So that way is to build the hype for when I release original music. So now I found a good venue that understands my vision and they support me and the sound system is nice. But in Toronto it's very challenging because there's not a lot of venue because there's only condos everywhere. There's no...
Yeah.
They keep shutting down all the good venues, so it's quite challenging.
Yeah. Your monthly party is called Kuruza, right? That's the one?
Yeah. It's called Kuruza.
Okay, sounds good. So let's talk about that shift into producing. What made you want to start producing your own music? How is that going so far?
Just like I was saying, I felt the only way people can really understand what I'm trying to do is by making my own music. If I don't give them my vision or the sound that I want to build or what I'm trying to create, then they will never understand. If I keep playing other people's music, they would never understand where I'm trying to go and what I'm about and where I want to take my artistry. So that's when I started producing. And I also love executive producing too, because I'm not a patient person.
Yeah.
So when I work with an artist, it's very hard to actually produce for him because him too, he has his own vision of the song.
Yeah.
So it's quite it can take so much time. Well, it shouldn't. So if you have good chemistry with the artist, it can work easily. But a lot of time, it's hard to just be patient and be make it a vision of both people.
Yeah, of course.
So I would more into if I work with an artist, I would just he'll send me maybe his song or a demo, and then I'll add a little bit of stuff and what I think would be good, and then building from there.
Is that what executive producing is? I was going to ask you what's the difference between executive producing and then producing?
So executive producing is like more like, okay, let's say like somebody is like making an album.
Yeah.
So like the executive producer will help out with the storyline, the track list, making sure like the sound is like cohesive. So that it can like actually sound like an album, because like an album is just not like a collection of songs. It's actually like usually a storyline or like So like that's what an executive producer does. Like he would just he'll add like a little bit of like on the beat, but not necessarily. It can be like another producer that made it. And then he can just maybe add a little stuff or like tell him do the voice like this and that, and just he's just helping like make the album like cohesive, basically.
Yeah, like basically like bringing the vision together for the album. Okay.
Yeah. And then there was also a difference between beatmaker and producer, which is like, there's a lot of different things.
Okay, so tell me, that's what I want to know. So what's the difference between a beatmaker and a producer?
So a beatmaker is like, it can be like somebody just makes the beat at home and send it to the artist, and like the song is done, you know?
Okay.
So that's like, you just made the beat. Yeah. But like a producer, like you actually build it with the artist, like.
Oh.
So you will tell them like, make the voice like that. I think we should do that, or like you really like influence like the whole song. But a big maker, like he just sends the beat and just be like, oh, okay, cool. The song is out. Okay, cool. He has no other opinion on it. Yeah, no other input.
So maybe then the producer could take the beat of another beat maker and then change it to match what the artist is trying to do, right?
Definitely.
Like,
that's what a lot of people do. Like if you listen to like Swiss Beats' last album, that's mostly what he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so interesting. And so for you, when you say you want to be a producer, well, you want to produce your own music where you make like your own EP, and then you want to help other artists by being an executive producer.
Yeah, or actually being a producer, like actually like I could take like another beat maker and like help the artist like get to where he wants to go, you know? Okay. But like I don't want to be like doing like the beat itself, like at the beginning, I don't see myself doing that, and I'll just like have a conversation with like the artist and see what he's trying to build, and like I'll help them get to their vision. So finding the right producer to work with, finding the right band or like live instruments to put in, and stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of things coming in when you do a song. Like sometimes like I don't, like when I was a kid, I didn't see that there was so much work. Like I thought it was so easy. It's just like you're inspired, you just do it. And it's not at all. Like there's so much that you can do and add, and it's like really teamwork, you know? Yeah, and it's very hard because like every artist is like has their own ego, their own vision, and on whatever. So it's like, working with people like that is very, very, very challenging. But at the same time, the more challenging it is, the more rewarding it is. Yeah, exactly. Right. Because once it's done and you see how it's all come together, that's when, like, this is why we were suffering, you know? Exactly. So do you see yourself doing that like in Toronto? Is there a demand for it in Canada, or would you want to move elsewhere eventually? How do you see that going? To be honest, like I feel like all my life I've been fighting to find like a home, because like I never felt at home in my life. Yeah. So I feel like in Toronto I finally found like a place I can call, I guess, home. Yeah. So I see myself like at least building the foundation here. Okay. So after that, like I definitely would like to move somewhere in Africa, wherever the opportunity comes from. But I think the foundation and like my core community has to be built like in Toronto and around the area, like in Canada or like the United States. Like I think it should be like the foundation should be here, and then grow from there, like in Africa. That would be the ideal.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I can totally relate to the where is home?
Yeah.
The whole challenge of where do you see yourself setting a foundation and sort of living there for a few years, it's a whole other story. And then so from DJ, started as a DJ, then started producing and to create your own, well, to more like to share your vision and share who you are and what you want to achieve and share with the world. Like, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to be a producer or
Someone that
or a DJ,
somebody.
I guess?
I think it's like the only advice I would say is just like find yourself, like know who you are, like really like learn about yourself. Because that's the only way like you can like differentiate yourself from everybody else, you know? Because like it's easy to play the songs that like everybody likes, and like if you practice, like you can be great at like the techniques too. So if you like play the songs that everybody like and you don't like challenge people or like make something different, another kid will come and do the same thing, you know? Everybody knows the hot songs. So like all you have to do is practice the technical skills, and like another person will replace you, you know? So I think it's very important to like who you are, what makes you different, and keep challenging yourself, like getting out of your comfort zone and just doing something that makes you unique and different so that you can have longevity, like be here for a long time, because you can't be replaced. There's no other you know?
Yeah. And I think that's why most people, they end up usually quitting. Like if they start as DJs and then they sort of get discouraged and they're like, this is not working, it's too hard. And they just give up and go do something else, like get another job or change career paths when maybe that they really wanted to do it, but they didn't find a way of finding their own voice, like you said.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand, because like it's very draining, because like when you play like every, like let's say like you play every weekend and like the crowd is like there to just enjoy the music, and like you feel useless at a certain point. Like you feel like, oh, I'm just like playing the music that they like and I don't have any opinion about it. So it's kind of, it's very draining. So I can completely understand like people quitting and just giving up and just moving on to something. Yeah, it's definitely understandable.
Okay, so know who you are and find your own voice, basically, because that's sort of what guides you. And actually, that's really good advice because it can be applied to any area of life, right? Like not even just DJing, just life as humans and the decisions that we make every day, you know?
Definitely. For sure.
So now I know you're busy and you have another project as well with the clothing line. Tell us a bit about that one.
Oh, so like, I started it like I think it came out, the idea was like, we had the idea like in 2009, 2010. But we always wanted to like do clothes because we liked clothes and like we wanted to look fresh and like, just create our own thing. So I think, okay, I'm gonna put it like this, like, because I think this is important. So I feel like my goal in life is just like to master the art of storytelling. So whether it's like, and I want to use all medium, like all like different platforms or like way to like tell my stories, whether it be clothes, whether it be music. I want to get into films too later on, but I think that's gonna be the last part. But like, it's just like for me, it's like to master the art of storytelling and just like, because I feel like that's the only way to like leave a legacy in this world, and just also like that's when you also push yourself to know yourself best. You know, like you really like dig deep to like find out who you are, and like people actually will know exactly who you are. So like I feel like you're in control of your own destiny. Like you create your own narrative, and like that's what like excites me and just like keeps me like that's what I want to do. So I feel like the closing part is also part of my vision too. And I feel like I always wanted to have like my own clothes line because like I wanted to have like something that like create clothes and like build a story around it. But yeah, the closing line is called Mommy. Mommy means king in like Kirundi and Kinyarwanda.
Kinyarwanda. Yeah, I love that name. I was like, yes, I want this at Miami too, you know? Yeah.
And the idea was it like we always would draft like different names from like different part of Africa because my partners are from Senegal, so they found other words, but like I don't know why they resonate with Mommy.
Yeah.
And the reason why I chose, like, I gave that name is because I wanted something that, like, I asked myself, like, what do we aspire to be? And, like I said, we aspire to be kings, you know? And kings in a sense, not in the sense of, like, ruling a nation or a kingdom or, like, something like that. I feel like the kingdom is, like, your body. So, like, as soon as you control, like, your whole body, like, and you, like, control your thoughts and, like, know exactly who you are, then you become a king, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where we aspire to be. And I feel like with those clothes, it's like sharing like our influences. Like the same way I approach music, that's how we approach, like, I guess the clothes. Because my partner, he's like an artist, like a visual artist more. Like he paints and do sculptures and like he's good at photography and videos too.
That's
and
awesome.
The other is like also a producer. So like it's kind of the same way we approach like our art is the same way we approach the clothes. So it's a mix of
Do you sell them in Canada? Not yet, right?
Not yet. Because like we're trying to produce more so that we can ship like worldwide. Because like right now we're just like doing limited quantity and like it's kind of hard to like just produce like for like shipping worldwide.
Yeah. Retail is not an easy world, huh? Like producing and then finding the right quality, finding the workforce, and then pricing it appropriately, you know, so that people can still like buy it and afford it.
But everybody's on
quality.
Yeah, everybody is on their own journey, and I know at some point like everything will come together.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm so excited for you, man. I can't wait to see it all come together. You know, like I know you're working hard on it and working hard on like your EP and just like I think because I've known you for a few years now, sort of seeing the growth and the evolution, it's sort of like, oh my God, what next? You know? It's always fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like scary, but at the same time, it's so exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, at the end of the day, it's you want to leave a legacy and you want to know that you did what you could do in this world and you left your own mark, right?
Yeah. And then like I don't want to have. I want to be like a great father, and then I can't be a father, and like my kid is telling me like he wants to do that, and I'll be like, you can do anything in the world. You didn't even try, you know? So like I'm like, nah, I can't accept that. Like if I have to tell my kid, yeah, you can do anything, like I have to really believe it and make him believe it, you know? And that's like I can't accept that. Like I have to be like, at least I tried to do. And if I like I don't know, like I feel like if you accomplish like everything you dream, like you free everybody around you, like everybody that ever had a dream would be like, yo, Landry did it. Like I knew him, like he was like doing that, and now he made it happen. So like everybody around you just becomes like so inspired and just go on with like whatever they want to do. So that's the goal. Like I just feel like I was fortunate enough to have like all the privileges given by my parents, and now it's like about like doing what's best, what I think I can do best in the world, and just hopefully inspire others to do the same, you know?
I love that. So how do you find time to do all of this? You know,
how do you find time? The time, like, that's the only thing, that's your job, that's your, like, everything. So, like, you have to find time because that's what you want to do. So, like,
so you compromise on other things.
Yeah, you find the time. And then the only problem is when you're not inspired, where, like, that becomes a struggle. Like when you have no ideas and like when you have like you're in drought, like that's the hard part. But if you're inspired, then you're gonna find the time. Like it's not hard. Like if that's what you want to do, then you will find time. Definitely, definitely. It depends on what's your priority, you know.
Yeah, that's so true. No, it's so funny because the way you were like, "What time? Time is not my problem."
Yeah,
But
time
you
is
know,
not
but
time is not a
but when
problem at
you
all.
talk to a lot of people, time they're like, "Well, I can't do this because I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time." But I think that, like you
Yeah.
said, maybe it's a question of prioritizing and knowing what you want to focus on.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because like I feel like a lot of people like it's not like you say. I think it's not their priority, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like without art, like I don't feel anything. Like the world, like is so boring, it's so like depressing, and like just so bad. But like with art, like it's like a product of your imagination. So everything you want in the world or like feel like is needed, you can create it with your art. You know.
Yeah.
And that's how you fill up like every emptiness or any bad moments that you have. That's how you like cope with it. Because or else I'm like, yo, I'd rather be dead, yo, basically, because like there's nothing in the world has to offer. So I'm like, I'm good, yeah.
Okay,
So
makes sense.
it depends on what's your priority. So yeah, I understand that some other people, they feel like they don't have time because like they they actually have like a job that's like keeping them,
Demanding.
yeah, that's demanding and keeping them busy. So yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah. So where do you draw your inspiration from? You said that sometimes you just don't feel inspired. So what usually helps you get inspired?
Conversations with people. I watch a lot of like films, interviews, just like studying other people, you know, like how they made it happen and how they like build the certain songs or stuff like that. And also like just listening to music and just, yeah, sometimes you'll come across a song and be like, ooh, this
Yeah.
one is special, and it'll give you an idea for a song or a beat or a sample, and so that can come. But I think the most inspiration comes mostly from conversation. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so with all of this going on, what's next? Where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
So now that I have like my monthly party called Kuruza, like I'm gonna do that for every month, and then when I release the like original music, because at the end of the day, Kuruza is like a collective. Because like it's not only me; it's like every artist that I'm working with, like they're part of also Kuruza.
Oh, wow, nice.
So the goal is to like everybody dropping original music, and most of it like will be executive produced by me. You know, so like that's the goal. So like if everybody drops their original product this year, next year like if everybody is like happy with like what we did and like the response are good, I want it to become a label.
Yeah.
That way like I can help like other artists and just have like a medium to like release music from like people that I appreciate or I think that are super talented, you know?
Yeah.
And when I do that, like I want to go on tour. Like if when I have my original music and I release my own music, the goal is to be able to showcase it to the world. So like travel around the world and showcase my music.
Yeah.
So that's like in 5 years. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have a label, go on tour, having Mommy being shipped worldwide, and next thing in 5 years, I'll start thinking about like owning like I would like to have like some sort of venue where I can have everything together.
Yeah.
Where I can like showcase the music, the art, and have people eat, drink there too. So like I don't know where I'm gonna build that, but at least I'm not thinking about it now, but that'll be the goal for sure that I'll be thinking about in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Wow, I'm so excited. I wish you like the best of luck with all of these. They're like huge, huge goals, you know?
yeah,
Definitely attainable.
But yeah, I think it's possible, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Where there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you have told your younger self? So let's say you're young. So let's say you 10 years ago when you were first starting, or your 15-year-old rebellious self. What would you have told yourself?
Trust your instincts.
Okay.
Like, trust your instinct, and yeah, just trust your feels. Like when you're feeling something, just do it. Don't be thinking, my parents will be pissed, or like they'll be like, they will not like be proud of me, or like they will not be like just society is not. Just don't believe in whatever society tells you. Just believe in what you have in your heart, and whatever you feel, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's so important because technically you have gone such a different field from what we are expected to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that, and I'm sure that was not easy at first to explain and convince,
No,
that this
to
was
be
the
honest,
right
like
path.
it wasn't hard for me because like I'm just not a person that express myself. So like my parents didn't know like I wanted to do that. It's just like I didn't like voice my opinion. It's just like I'll just shut up and just keep
Do
it to
it.
myself
Yeah.
and just do things, which is bad, but because they would have accepted it if I voiced my opinion. But I didn't voice anything, I just shut up and just do whatever I had to do. But
Yeah.
if I had voices my opinion, like I feel like they would have definitely supported me, and it's just that I was so convinced that like it wasn't. I'm not ready to do it, so I didn't push myself.
Okay, so maybe by sharing it earlier, then maybe you would have had even more support than you thought you had.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if I shared it earlier, like a lot, like really, when I told the teacher, like at 15, like I should have went and told my dad that's really what I want to do, and like the whole family would be like making sure that like I stay focused on that.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, because like I definitely feel like they would have supported me like since I was like a kid, but I was just like I was like, nah, you're like, nah, everybody around you is like trying to aspire to do different things, and like it's not really, and you're like, nah, how am I gonna do that? And I'm like, so you just give up.
Yeah, and I think it's something that is a disservice to ourselves, but I think we're starting to get better at it because we see more Africans doing it. Like it's more acceptable now. And so I feel like if somebody came to me and was like, oh, I want to be a DJ or I want to be a producer, now you're like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, go do it. Like, good luck, all of this. Whereas before you were like, what do you mean? Like that is not a path. But no, I'm definitely excited for you. And obviously you have a lot of on your hands and a lot of different projects going on.
Yeah.
So it's all going to build into something greater.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. So where can we find you? The internet.
So it's on every social media is Kigaland, so KIGALAND.
Mm-hmm.
I think also on Mixcloud it's Kigaland too. Everywhere is just Kigaland. And my website.
Mixcloud, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter.
Oh, you do Twitter too? I don't have you on Twitter, but I don't have Twitter. So.
Okay. Yeah, I don't use it, but like I don't use it as much. Yeah, but it's there, Like especially when a new song comes out, like I want to see people's reaction on Twitter, so I always go check it out. Yeah.
And you said you have a website too?
Yeah, I'm working on it, so it will be Kigaland too. So everywhere is going to be just Kigaland.
Everywhere is Kigaland. And how can I help you or anybody who listens to the show?
The only way to help is just love and encouragement. It's just like that's all I need. Like that's all I need. Like people just saying, "Yo, I appreciate what you do." Just giving like constructive criticism. Like I think you should do better on this or that. Like I just don't want people to say, "Yo, I fucking hate what you do," or like, "Yeah, I hate what you do." if you're not like giving me like how I can be better, just shut up, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you not like, and like what would resonate more for you, rather than just dislike and just anger, and that doesn't really serve you and help you in any way. Yeah.
So it's
Any
just
final?
love.
Just love and encouragement.
Yeah, that's all I need. Like people saying, I love what you do, and like keep going.
Yeah.
And if they like what they do, they share with their friends, they share with whatever people that are around, and that's all I need, you know.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Awesome. Any final words, thoughts?
Yeah. Final word. May you all be free. That's all I say, and find peace. That's it.
I love that. May we all be free and find peace. Man, finding peace is not easy, huh?
No, it's very, 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 very hard. There's too much noise in the.
Yo, trust me.
So
I am very guilty of that.
So finding peace is like very important, but I think hopefully you reach a point where like you're at peace.
Yeah, that's true. That's the goal. That's the goal, like you said.
Yeah. But like I feel like people are at peace and kids.
And I agree actually, and you can sort of see it. I'm starting to see it with like my uncles and my parents. They've just gotten to a point where they're just like, it's life, and
yeah, definitely.
And children too, of course, because they don't know better, and us, we're the ones here stressing out, thinking it's the end of the world when something happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than sort of learning how to take it in stride.
Yeah. And I wanted to wish you all the best for your podcast, and I hope you meet like amazing people, have conversations that change your life, that makes you find your freedom and your peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for speaking with me and sharing all your insights and knowledge about your music and your artistry, Yeah.
All right. No worries. Thank you very much for having me, and hope I will see you at Kuruza one day.
Yes, when I come to Toronto.
Yeah.
What did you think of the conversation that you just heard? Don't hesitate to leave us comments on the Facebook group or on the website, jazzavicmar.com. As the old adage goes, sharing is caring. So if you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends, like, and subscribe. Until next time, keep striving, keep thriving, and keep shining.